Hey, you guys, it's Wednesday, August 21st, and you are here watching the conversation. We have a lot to talk about tonight, a lot to get through. Um, First off, we always have to handle some business before we start, some technical business. And as soon as I get a technical director, this will be handled. But for now, I have to do it. So just so you know, below, if you do not have us on Facebook, the YouTube link is now attached to the live post on my wall. So it's literally there now. I can see it. I hope everyone else can see it. Tell me if you guys don't see it. But I believe it's there. So let's get down to business. Without further ado, I'd like to, Shaq's out tonight. She's on a much needed break. So is Brandy. They're both scheduled to be here tonight, but they're out. Mental health comes here before anything on our show. So yeah, they're both out. And so our brother from another mother, Darius, is joining us, stepping in for Shaq tonight. And Kate is here stepping in for Brandy.
Hey.
How's everyone doing? Darius, how are you? We haven't seen you in a while. What's been going on with you?
Well, I have, Pride Month. I had 15 events for the month of Pride. So it took me about a month to recover from that. And career-wise, opening 3 new clinics in my area. And also maintaining my my health so that I can be here in 2025 and so forth. Right. So it's been a busy time, so
I always tell you this, and I always try to show support on social media, but I'm so proud of the work you're doing down there in Florida. A lot of people talk about it, but they're not doing the work, and you actually are. So I'm really proud of you. And
thank you.
It's awesome. Keep doing it. We're here to support you anytime you need anything from us. So we love you over here.
Thank you. I love to come down to the conversation.
And Kate, we haven't seen you since, well, I've seen you, but the audience has not seen you since we've been back for season 3. What have you been up to this summer? You're crazy.
Oh my gosh. I went to New York, I went to Los Angeles, and then I just had a month of just sitting around with my kids, and that sent me reeling. But no, I am so grateful to just be talking to adults again, having an adult conversation, speaking my mind. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm kid free right now, so and it's stepdaddy season.
Oh my God.
I know that's right.
Y'all know Kate is always lit on another level, but we love her over here, and I love her. Kate, how long have we been friends? Since 96, 97?
Ooh,
we live next door to each other?
47, 48 years.
Shut up. Me and Kate, we've been friends a while. I don't know. She's having some technical
yes, early 90s.
Okay, yeah.
So, early 90s.
I've been doing this crazy stuff for a long time, so I'm used to it. But anyways,
we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, yes. Melanie, you're back with us. Melanie is a permanent cast member over here. She started for season 3, and we just love her. She brings a whole new energy to the show. How have you been down in the A? What's going on down there?
The A's been good. We've been having lots of storms and stuff over here, but otherwise for that, it's been unique. Even on most fronts, Atlanta's not a real place. So a lot of this stuff is just, we take it as it comes.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to see you. And of course,
thank you for having me back.
My booze. We have Natasha. What's going up in Grand Rapids, Michigan? What's up?
Hello, everybody. Life has been interesting. My dad just got home from the hospital. He was there for 2 weeks and 2 days. And, but he's also preparing for another major surgery 2 weeks from today. So, we are just kind of preparing our mind and spirit and heart for that. But we are just celebrating the milestones that he finally got out the hospital, because y'all know they don't keep nobody for anything nowadays. So the fact that he's been there that long should tell you something. Yeah. So we're going to celebrate the milestone that is my daddy is at home for the moment.
Praise God.
And there we go.
And hold on. Sorry, you guys. I just got a text. As far as Marcus, what's going on with you? Oh, sorry. Not to skip over you, Natasha. We are believing in God for your dad's healing. We know he can do anything but fail. So we're believing for that, and we are in prayer with you.
We received that. Thank you.
Marcus, what's going on down in Florida?
What is up, everybody? Florida, kind of like Atlanta right now, has been a little rainy. We've been feeling a lot of hurricane seasons around here. We're getting a little wet, but we're staying dry. So, softball season starting on this end of town. So we're just gearing up for the season and, doing what we can.
All right. And you were a man of few words tonight, but I'm sure that'll change, Marcus. Michael, what's up in the D?
Oh, what's up? It was a nice weekend. It was the Dream Cruise in the D this weekend. So for those who don't know, it's like all the coolest cars, like all at once, 20 miles just driving around, right? So we had a great event, DJs all day. It was super awesome. As far as me personally, I'm feeling very vigorous these days. So I can't ask for much more than that.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you. I'm always happy to see you. You know that. So me this weekend, I think I kind of had I didn't have a lazy weekend. Me and Hector went on a little getaway out of town. His birthday is this weekend, but we went last weekend. We went to the Wisconsin Dells. It's about 3 hours from Chicago, north of here. And we went zip lining. We've always wanted to do that. And I can't believe I actually did it. We did zip linings. We had 7 courses. It took us about 3 hours to do it. We did that, and we just laid up in the hotel and just vegged and watched Golden Girls and Forensic Files and ate real good and just enjoyed each other. So it was nice to get away from the city for a few days, but then we got back, and smack dab in our faces was the DNC. And like I was just telling the co-host earlier, Chicago there's a magic to it this week. It's crazy, but there's a magic feeling here. And I have a good feeling about the outcome of this election. I hope I'm right, but we'll get into that more later. I just want to take care of some housekeeping things before we get into the docket. This is this show is for entertainment purposes only, and I do not own the rights to pictures, music, videos, or anything like that. So don't try to come sue me. I don't have no money for you. We're doing this strictly for entertainment and for educational purposes. And also with that, you guys know we're in our 3rd season. We're stepping our game up a little bit. You see, we all have green screens. We're buying sound equipment soon, stuff like that. So we are stepping up. We're getting more viewers. We're gonna have some guests in a couple weeks that I know you're gonna like. So and that none of that is for free. But I'm not asking for any money. But if you would like to be a blessing to us, you can certainly send some tips over to my Cash App or my Zelle. It's all running down below for you. Like I said, I try to do it all out of pocket. I don't ask my co-host to pay for anything. I try to do it all on my own because I'm asking them to do. This is my dream, kind of, to do this podcast. So I'll ask them to, help me out with this. So I try to not. They don't pay for anything. I mean, we all invested in green screens, but other than that, that's about it. So if you'd like to be a blessing, all the information is down there. And enough of that. So you guys ready to get into this docket?
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So the DNC, like I said, is here in Chicago. Last night, Michelle Obama, I think she was really the keynote speaker. Obama, our former president was, but I think she really, all she was missing was an organ in the background. She preached that thing last night. Hector was wondering what I was doing in the room because I was yelling and clapping and shouting, and he was like, "What is going on?" And so then he came in there and he sat and watched it too, and he did agree that it was a really good speech. So what do you guys? Well, first, before I go to the opinions of what you guys thought, I want to play some clips from the actual speech that I really enjoyed. Here's the first clip, and I really loved the way she tied it into our elders, making it an option for us to even vote. Our ancestors. She was talking about her mother and how her mother paved the way for her. And let's just listen to what she said.
We don't get to change the rules, so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top. No. We put our heads down to work. We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Wait. I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
And with that, I said she could drop the mic. You guys know I really respect the way she gave that speech. You know, politics is always about throwing shade, but Donald Trump has gotten nasty. But she threw the right amount of class and shade. What do you guys think about this? I want to jump to you, Darius, first. What do you think about her speech and just the DNC overall?
I think she was so effective. Michelle is not a politician, but she knows how to evoke emotion out of people. She knows how she's relatable to women. She's a great orator, just like her husband. You know, honestly, I felt her speech was better than his.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was very effective. Probably one of the most effective speakers that they have at the DNC this week. And when they're probably as it gets closer to election day, I would imagine that she is going to be deployed in a major way.
Yeah, for sure. Melanie, I want to jump to you. Coming from a female point of view, what did you think about what she said about some of the rights that women have lost? We'll lose some more if Trump is elected, and just overall the speech. How did you like it?
Generally, I did like her speech. Like piggybacking off of Darius, that is true. She did a really great job at giving the speech, and what you said with throwing the right amount of shade. However, that is a critical part, especially for women, for young women, for women of all ages, especially within the ones who want to reproduce or at least want to have the chance to reproduce. It shouldn't be a fight against IVF. It shouldn't be a fight against all of these things. And it shouldn't be a fight against me saying that this is the decision that I'm making for myself and my body, regardless of who's in office. So I feel like she did do a great job at explicitly pointing out those key things, and also pointing out, you know, how it is from a working perspective, from the average worker in America, from the average Joe, because these are all the people who encompass your votes. Like, those are all the people who put you in office. So she did a really great job at just tackling, meeting the needs of everyone, throwing the right amount of shade, and also just speaking her mind, because she paused the moment when she was like, my husband and I, like she held something back, like, we experienced this, you know, and so you could see that there was a lot of passion behind it.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And over here on the conversation, we don't always agree with politics, and we don't always have the same opinion. And Kate said something in our meeting prior to coming live that I thought was interesting, and I just want you to just expound on that. How you don't think that the country is ready to vote a woman in. Well, just tell us a little bit about what you think more. Just go into that a little more.
Well, I just want to say that Michelle Obama read Donald Trump for filth. And I was like, okay, girl, like, yeah, she read him for filth. Like, that was just so necessary. We needed that. But I mean, we just had so much hype for Hillary, you know, this is my fight song. And I just think we're outnumbered, and like, we think that there's going to be a lot of support. And like, I would vote for her just because she's a woman. And I'd love to see that. Like, women have been world leaders since the beginning of time. You know, look over in Great Britain, you know, so it just doesn't make sense to me that we haven't had a woman president yet, but I just think we're going to be outnumbered by the amount of people that just do not see a woman running this country. And I mean, just the way that they're, photoshopping her head onto like Lady of the Night's bodies. I don't know if you've seen the most recent meme that's going around. It's of her in like a very skimpy dress on the street, as if it's supposed to turn people off about her. And to me, I'm like, that just makes her more relatable to me. Like, why can she not be a world leader? So I think her and Michelle Obama are great role models.
I want to get to Michael and Marcus and Tasha, but you said something that's interesting as well when you said that makes her more relatable. So are we not saying, because I'm hearing a lot of people on the other side saying Donald Trump having a felony makes him more relatable now?
No.
Well, I'm hearing it. Is that the same? I mean,
they'll say anything to try to make him look good.
It's not.
Darius, go ahead.
Because most of us, if any of us had 34 felonies, we would be locked up right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And we would not be running for an elected office, much less a high.
We wouldn't even be running. We'd be locked up.
Yeah.
When we were in Wisconsin last week, I saw a lot of. I know it's a red state, so I wasn't prepared because I live in a liberal bubble in Chicago. But when we were in Wisconsin, I saw a lot of "I'm voting for the felon" T-shirts. Like people are glamorizing that, like it's.
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny? They just learned how to spell, so that's it.
You know what's so funny about that?
What?
Why isn't Donald Trump advocating for felons to get their voting rights?
Because he knows that they won't vote for him.
Right.
That's okay. Michael, what do you have to say about all of this? DNC, Donald Trump, Obama, whatever.
Well, Michelle Obama gave a fine speech. She is a skilled orator, very charismatic. I think the danger so far, though, and how the DNC is going is that they've really made it all about Trump. And I don't know whose minds that's going to change, right? Myself, I'm not at all excited about Kamala, yet I will still vote for her because, I'm kind of a never Trumper, right? And most people I know are in that basket. But that doesn't mean we're excited about Kamala at all. Could anyone in our wonderful show even articulate one of her policy points right now?
Yes, I can. Free groceries.
All right. No,
right.
Continue. Go ahead.
Right. And maybe people honestly think that free this, free that. You should realize none of that will ever happen. But I think there is a danger in saying, if you're looking for someone who isn't Trump, here's all the way he's terrible. It's not a lot of substance just yet. And I don't know. I'm with Kate. I honestly hear more kind of misogynistic or bigoted people saying, we're not ready for a woman president. We're not ready for a female president of color, especially. And then I think everyone is really trying to gloss over the fact that Kamala Harris was a deeply unpopular candidate her first go round, right? Before she was chosen as the vice president, she flat out called Joe Biden a racist. And then all of a sudden, she's on the ticket with them. So I think she's got some issues that have followed her for a number of years that there is a concerted effort to gloss under the rug. And to think that at some point Trump will not capitalize on all of that in a way that resonates with a lot of people is a fool's game.
Why hasn't he done it yet?
He's saving it. He's saving
way
it.
too early. He knows that people's attention span is short. It doesn't matter at all what the polls say now. What matters is the polls 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. And that is when you will see, the real targeted attacks. Yeah. Personally, I also have some serious concerns about her ability to debate Trump. I've watched a number of Kamala's public speaking engagements, her debates.
No, Michael.
Oftentimes comes across smug, pithy, and underinformed. So I hope that she is working diligently with the team to shore up those weaknesses.
I want to jump to Marcus, then Tamar, and we'll end with Natasha, and then we'll move on. Go ahead, Marcus.
You know what, Michael? Yes. I mean, everyone did hate her in California. We are glossing over everything, but what the fuck else are we supposed to do? Biden was totally going to lose the election for us. So I'm sorry. We got to play devil's advocate here, and we got to vote for the person that we know that is actually going to have a chance at least to defend us. And can the woman debate? The one thing that the bitch can do is debate. So I'm going to have to call you out on that. She's going to destroy.
Did we play that Tulsi Gabbard clip that ended her candidacy? Tulsi Gabbard's a Democratic nobody, and she single-handedly took down Kamala and made her a non-candidate, right? All she had to do was talk about her record as a prosecutor. It's not that difficult.
No, you're right, but go ahead, Ashleigh.
No.
Oh, but you know, the game is different. But you got to understand, the games here is completely different than when she was running against that person that like single-handedly destroyed her campaign. This debate is going to prove exactly to the people that are like teetering whether they want to really vote for her or not. This is going to prove that this is the woman that's right for the job right now.
Okay,
we'll see.
Natasha.
I hope so.
Natasha.
So to double back to what Caitlin said, that we're not ready for a woman president, I think that we actually are. Hillary did win the popular vote. She actually did win the popular vote. It was the
electoral college,
which I still don't understand. God, I still don't understand why we still have that. That ended up taking the election from her. I think that even though we really can't name a ton of Kamala's policies right now, the only policy we can really talk about with Trump right now is Project 2025. So I don't think that either one, I mean, honestly, has really done a lot with talking about policies and things that they're looking to do. Unfortunately, of course, Kamala got in here a little late. And so, you know, she's working behind a serious deficit with time-wise, but I don't think that she's really going to have much to prepare to go against Trump. And as far as her being able to debate Trump, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? No, I want to see that one. I want to see that one. So
my God.
How dare you? Because
you guys on Debbie in the comments,
a black woman.
You guys, on Debbie in the comments said Kamala has introduced more than a dozen bills that would have benefited this entire country, but they were all turned down. And that's from our viewer on Debbie. Her bills were turned down just like Obama's were. Michael?
I can list a million reasons why that occurred, and it's mostly because of pork barrel legislation. People have to understand that when they tell you they tried to pass a bill on X, there was also the rest of the alphabet tucked away in that bill, and that's why it got shut down. So it is a political grandstanding to say, yes, I tried to get this great thing done, and everyone else voted it down. That is literally how politicians stay in office, right? Always promising a result at a future date, and when they don't get it, it's somebody else's fault.
Is that always the case, though? I don't think it is. I think this is where we need to have a government lesson, and people need to realize that the elections don't just start and end with our president. And it also includes our House of Representatives, it includes our senators, it includes our judges, it includes all of our elected officials. So I think that goes a little deeper than just I tried to put something through and it was bulldozed and stopped. I think that there's a deeper conversation that we need to have when it comes to that.
Yes.
I do want to say that Kamala Harris does have a record. She has been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So everything that the Biden-Harris administration has accomplished, like the American Rescue Plan, COVID relief,
yes, Darius,
everything surrounding all the efforts to push back against the ban to abortion, their initiatives on equity and race. There are plenty of things that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, because she is a part of that administration, she's the vice president. So those accomplishments from those administrations, she has things that she can build on and expand on. Yes, she will probably differ moving forward in terms of some of her policy from Joe Biden, because she does have to have some sort of distinction. But to say that she hasn't done anything or that she hasn't had any policy achievements, I don't think that's accurate. That's not fair. And if she had not done anything, she would not be the sitting vice president of the United States right now.
Of America.
Tamar, do you have anything to add to this?
Oh yeah, I want to say she's gonna win, but I feel like they're gonna pull some shit that's going to make everything just go erupt. Like,
I'm sorry. I think we're looking for the shit this time, though.
But this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to flip and say this. I feel like if they do have a debate, she has an opportunity to really pull out all the stops and say what she plans to do in front of the world. Like, the world's going to be watching this, people from other countries, like both parties. So she has an opportunity to win voters, because I mean, I'm in Dallas, Texas, and there's a lot of gay people here that are voting for Trump, like lots, because they just don't know who she is. And I think for me, the reason why I'm voting for her, because I don't want him to win, because I am in a gay marriage and I feel like my rights are going to get taken away. So I'm voting for her. But I think like she has said some things, but I feel like she hasn't really said things that have captivated people to be like, oh my God, I'm going to vote for her. So I feel like she do have an opportunity, but she has to pull out all the stops.
I feel like she hasn't had time yet. She just run into this race. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't have time.
I was going to say that.
How come she doesn't take questions from reporters? I mean, even the liberal networks have a certain time. They ask them, can we have a press conference with Kamala? Can we have a press conference with Kamala? And they are denied every time. She won't speak to reporters. People that don't speak to reporters are not well versed in the issues. They're setting her up for some grand unveiling, and I just don't get it. We're already too close to the election. She's been in office for 4 years already. A lot of what she did was deeply unpopular. Her polls were terrible. What are they waiting for? She needs an image rebrand, and she needs it now. Sure, there are a lot of folks, myself included, who will vote for her no matter what. But those aren't the people we need to worry about. It's everybody else who's kind of in the middle. And the only way to capture those hearts is with facts and with conviction. And I would love to see both from Kamala soon.
I think what's going to try to happen, and I don't know this, I'm not a political science major or anything, but I think usually and we're at a disadvantage because we're starting so late with a new candidate, but I think usually the convention is about meeting your candidates, getting to know their personalities. Nobody really knew who this Walz guy was before last week. So I think they want to.
No, that's what the debates are for. The debates they canceled because Joe Biden was supposed to be president. We should know by now what her policy is, along with everyone else who should have had a fair shot to get where she's got.
Right. Well, we can't spend all night on this.
Okay, so literally Michael was running for vice president, and we need to talk about this later.
Yeah. We're gonna you guys know we're gonna talk about this until November and then thereafter. So don't worry. With that being said, though,
I do feel like I do want to say I feel like you will see more policy from her. You will definitely probably see more interviews after the convention.
Right.
You will probably see that. I'm sure you will. They will have to do that.
Yeah, but like Michael's saying, they're going to be very scripted. They're not going to be like actual questions that we want to hear. It's going to be very, direct take one, take two. Very like she's controlling the questions. It's not going to be
and
how like
she'll send them a list of questions that are approved to be answered. Which
well, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Next week, the week thereafter. Before we jump subjects, I do want to say that this is all educational. Like I said before, I want people who don't watch CNN, who don't watch the news, to try, if they watch us, to try to get some information. So don't listen to your neighbor. Don't listen to your cousin or your boyfriend. Whatever you need to know, go on vote.org. It's all there. How many days you have to register, where your polling place is. This website is very, it's not one way or the other. So it's very fair across the board. You won't go on there and get all, blue information, all red information. It's just to help you out as maybe a first-time voter, a second-time voter, or an unsure voter. So vote.org has everything. Don't take the word for anybody else. Don't take our word. Educate yourself. So this story broke a couple weeks before we premiered season 3. And I said we got to talk about it when we premiere. And last week we had some technical difficulties, so we couldn't talk about it. But my girl Kim Burrell is back in the news. She can't seem to stay out of the news, whether she's doing good or bad. The Stellar Awards wanted to give her the Aretha Franklin Icon Award. But from what I'm hearing, the streets are saying the sponsors told them that they can't give her the award. And then they said, well, you're not going to tell us who we can give our award to, but we will ask her to apologize for her past comments that she's said against the LGBTQ community and others. And so the question is, do we think that Kim Burrell is truly sorry about her actions in the past, or did she simply apologize to get this award? Now, I want to play you her acceptance speech, and then we'll talk about it more.
It for the people in the back. And for that, I want to apologize to the LGBTQ community. Let's give them a great big round of applause. We want them to have strength and to sincerely know that we must all do the work to embrace all of what God's people and show forth his love to everyone. Amen. Amen. Tonight, I hope that this award and this moment can be the beginning of a bridge building and listening to each other as we follow peace with all men and develop the character of God, which requires seeing God. Thanks to the Stellar Awards for honoring me. And
Sure,
hold on. I want to play that one more time, and I want you guys to listen closely to what she did say and what she did not say.
Such a care to take when you realize you're not just preaching to the choir anymore. You're preaching to the ones who wanted to be in the choir and was too scared to come because they didn't understand our language. Musicians, the God-given ability to unite and to heal and to understand that some of my past words, comments, preaching has been received by the LGBTQ plus community as negative and hurtful. There's nothing more hurtful than to think, to imagine that you've said something in the name of God and it hurts somebody. You know, we have a church lingo, we have a church jargon that everybody doesn't get. And sometimes you've got to say it for the people in the back. And for that, I want to apologize to the LGBTQ community. Let's give them a great big round of applause. We want them to have strength and to sincerely know that we must all do the work to embrace all of what God's people and show forth his love to everyone. Amen. Amen. Tonight, I hope that this award.
So when I first saw that, I said, I'm proud of her.
No way.
For what?
I'm proud of her. I think because now the black church is mad at her. That she apologized to Sodom and Gomorrah, as one of the bishops has said. I'm proud of her that she said, she apologizes and she gave a shout out to the LGBTQ community. I think that was very big of her. But at the same time, you had to read between the lines of what she said and what she didn't say. I want to jump to Darius first because, we come from that world of church and Kojic culture. What do you think about this, Darius?
I think the apology was phony as hell. I would respect her more if she just would stand on what she said and just be like, I meant what I said. I said what I said, and I'm Nene Leakes. I'm not taking it back. So yeah. So I mean, if notice what she said, she's not apologizing for her belief in what she says the Word of God states. Right. She's apologizing for the people who were offended, their perception of what she said.
Yeah.
So she's not apologizing. So she doesn't feel that she was wrong and she was just paying lip service. Okay, girl, just be honest. Just stand on. I want to cuss so bad, but
cuss, honey. You're 18 and up here.
Just stand on your shit, mama. Just stand on your shit. Whatever you said, stand on that. I would respect you more.
Natasha, I see. I'm gonna get to all y'all. Don't worry. I see some heads bobbing and some faces being made. Natasha, are you familiar with Kim Burrell's antics in the past? And what do you think about this?
This apology was patronizing as hell, and she could have kept it and shoved it up her ass. Quite frankly, she could have kept that. Why are you trying to accept an award on the cusp of you apologizing to a group that you clearly don't like, that you clearly have no respect for, that you clearly have a disdain for, and that you're clearly a part of, allegedly a part of? But we're not even going to go there because we're just not even going to go there. I feel like she has a lot of hate in her heart for the LGBTQ community because there are members of the community that are actually living.
I wonder why.
And I feel like some people may not feel like they can live in their full truth and glory neither.
I don't know. Hold that thought, everybody. I don't know. I don't want to get sued. So, Michael, Can we say, Darius, why we think or no?
As long as you say allegedly, she's eating pussy.
No, that's not it. That's not
I'm
it.
going to say that there were some people that put out into the airways that in a previous marriage that she had years ago, that her husband was of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's why she hates
And that is, and there are some that feel that
I'm live.
she has disdain for this particular community based upon this experience that may or may not have been her marriage.
And I believe that too. I've heard that too.
Do we know? I'm not really familiar with her until recently with her antics. Who was she married to?
Somebody.
I don't remember the man's name. I just know that was out in the airways. That you know, he liked something special, a little something extra in his coffee.
Yeah.
You know, other than what he had at home.
Well, that makes sense why she hates the community so much and like is.
But you got to look at it too. Now, I'm never one to talk about image, but back then she didn't have that Ozempic image that she had just now in the video, and I'm just leave it at that.
Okay, and next, Melanie, go ahead. What do you have to say?
Oh my God. And I'm supposed to go behind now?
I'm gonna start using that shit.
Ozempic body.
We need a moment of silence for Kim Burrell's whole body on the front of that, right? But
that Ozempic does wonders, baby.
Wow.
I'm telling you. So the thing is this, everyone says this appointment was so phony. Like she said, "I'm sorry, if this and that," and then the energy that she had with the apology was not the energy that she had when she said, "Oh, and I just want to thank you for the award." That's what you came here for. That's what you should have done. For me, you said what you said and you stood on it because you've been saying what you've been saying for years. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is not the third time. Now things are being caught because we have social media and people are bringing it out. And now you're caught in various sticky situations. So now you feel like you have to apologize so you can hone into your, create this new image of getting the LGBT people to come follow you and then trying to be this person for the church, this pillar. But it's not meshing because that's not who you are. And you're showing how inauthentic that you are about it. Like, stand on it. Like you said, stand on it. You feel the way that you do. You don't like gay people, you don't. But you've been ill-treating your makeup artist, your hairstylist, your a wardrobe designer. You've been wild and reckless with your talk and the way that you treat them and the snide comments and remarks that you make, even when their children or family are around. And they've talked about it repeatedly on several platforms. So now to come up and be like, "Oh, you're not sorry." So, next.
Looking in from someone who doesn't know, Michael, are you really familiar with Kim Burrell?
Not so much, no.
Okay, so what do you think of, just as someone who doesn't really know her or know the inner workings of the church, what do you see when that apology? Like, what is that?
So I actually think there was some level of sincerity, and I was smiling when I heard it because some people are so horrible at apologizing. I mean, to think that when you get to a certain age and you can't figure out that saying something like "I'm sorry that you feel that way" is the worst thing you can ever do when you apologize. It's humorous. It's a step in the right direction for her. And I'm also laughing because, look, it was totally motivated by the award. And who among us will really sit and say, that they're going to let an apology get in the way of a bag? I know I'd be up there apologizing as well. Give me that money. So I respect her for that, too, honestly.
You guys know when this story first broke, the sermon that she preached, she lost everything. She was taken off. The Ellen canceled her. She was taken off the sound. Was she taken off the soundtrack, or did they release the song?
Yeah, she almost went number one on Hot. She was gonna go number one on Hot 100, but they snatched it from her.
Yeah,
when it happened.
Wow.
She had a talk show deal in the works. She lost that. She got dropped from some tours, so she lost a lot. So I don't know if this is her trying to maybe get back in the good graces, play both sides. But what do you do now when the church is mad at you, and that's how you make your income? What do you do now?
Lauren Hill said it best. Lauren Hill said it best. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? There is no way of going through and saying you gonna stand on something. Stand on something. You're not gonna play the fence, and you're not gonna throw the rock and hide your hand. You've been greasy from day one, and that's the nicest way I could put it.
And that's why she'll never. And that's why she'll never look her age ever.
I said that Ozempic does wonders.
Listen.
Wow.
All right, so we're gonna change. On that note, we're gonna change the subject. We're gonna go to our Tamar. Do you have something to say? Were you waving? Or?
I was just saying, bye, Kim Burrell. Have a good day, girl. I hope that award was worth it because you still lost people. Nobody want to do it with you, girl. Bye, Felicia.
All right, so let's move on to our next subject. You know, this is kind of in the political realm. Fani Willis, who is prosecutor, no, not prosecutor, district attorney down in, is it Fulton County?
Yeah. Fulton County, yes.
Fulton County. You know, she has elections coming up just like everybody else. And the new, you know, the DA candidate, Courtney Kramer, has challenged Fani Willis, and she promises to dismiss the Young Thug YSL trial if elected. So what are our thoughts on this? You know, this is the Republicans playing their normal gaming, and they think everyone cares about the rappers. They think if they help the rappers out, then they'll get elected. What do we think? Who wants to take this first?
Pandering at its finest. She don't give a fuck about that motherfucker. She just wants those damn votes. She probably never even heard a song or even knows how he looks. It's just, I just hope that the community doesn't fall for it. I mean, I hope we're a little smarter these days.
Darius?
I'm sick and tired of strong black men and women who just happen to be prosecutors being demonized for being strong black men and women. She is not. These people that are on trial, they're on trial because they did something to get charged. If they didn't do it, then the facts should prove that they didn't do it. But they just want to come. They've been coming for Fani's neck since the very beginning. Fani is a strong black woman she's a smart woman, and
very smart.
And she's standing on her shit, and she'll check anybody that comes for her, as she should. And people don't like that. How dare this black woman talk back to us? How dare this black woman have an attitude? How dare this black woman defend herself? It's just like, that's Atlanta, girl. Fani got that on lock.
Who's down? Melanie, you're down in Atlanta. Have you heard any rumblings about this down there?
Yes, because everyone is like, "Oh, free Young Thug." Really?
Hey, on Deb says, right, nephew. So on Deb's agreeing, she agreed and said, right, nephew. So.
But the thing is with Fani Willis that I see is she takes up space, and I like that about her. Like, she is not afraid to have a policy and stand on it. Unlike, Kim Burrell, but we digress.
Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like, especially with her running mate, it's a lot of pandering that is happening on this side of the fence. And they're going the same way that they're going with our VP, is they're going and they're digging up like the backgrounds and the life. Like, all she's running on is, if I win, Young Thug is free. Well, what else is gonna happen? What about schools? What about teachers? What about public assistance? What about all these other things that are very critical and vital to your role besides releasing Young Thug? That's like, you want to hear another, let's see this lifestyle, really? We want another song like that? Like, we really don't. So I need a more policy,
I want to jump to Michael. Michael, coming from the law world, what do you think about this?
I think Fani's had a rough couple of years, right? As Auntie Deb said, her personal life has been tumultuous, I think, to put it politely. And it's always a difficult situation when you put your lover on a government payroll. and then, fund your vacations, things like that. So I think they saw an opening here. Obviously it's pandering to say we're going to dismiss the Young Thug and YSL RICO trial. They think that it's going to appeal to a certain demographic that will get them to vote, for this competitor, this person who's also seeking her position. RICO cases are tough to prove, and they're oftentimes a waste of public resources. Yeah, and I think this one in particular is not one of the stronger ones that I have seen. So there may actually be some momentum around it. But boy, oh boy, she's had a rough go of it lately. I'll say that.
I want to jump to Natasha. Natasha, do you have anything to say about this Fani Willis stuff or no?
The thing that really concerns me is that those little votes, those outlier votes that actually care about the rappers, that they might actually get those votes and influence that election. And
we're going to talk about rappers in this election later, but go ahead.
And not realize the repercussions behind the education pieces and all the other policies that Courtney's policies will actually affect and actually be to their detriment. And unfortunately, the people that will actually vote for her are just so uneducated, to put it mildly, that they would actually fall for the okie doke and it would actually work. And they have nobody to blame at that point but themselves.
Natasha, it's a lifestyle. You just don't get it.
Do not. I hate it that time.
I want. First off, I want this YSL case. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
It's too much.
It's too much. I don't even understand it anymore. There's a lot of corruption going on within it. It's just I'm done with it. I don't even listen to Young Thug, so I don't care. Let's go to the next subject. Does anyone have anything else to say about this, or can we get into something else?
For Young Thug.
All right. Of course, so jumping from Atlanta up to Detroit, Michigan, from one courtroom to another courtroom, Judge Kenneth King is in the news. He has recently, let me get my notes right. He placed a student in handcuffs and handcuffs in a jail suit. The student was there listening to him on a field trip. And he said, in quotes, "I didn't like the child's attitude." My question is, did he go too far? And how would you feel if it was your child? Now, let me say this before I let the co-host loose on this. I applaud this man. These kids today are too mouthy. They're disrespectful. They don't believe in authority. They think they're bigger and badder. They don't think there's anyone bigger and badder than them. If it was my child, I come from a generation where the neighbors could chastise you, your aunt could chastise you, the teacher at school better not tell your parents she had to chastise you. And now we live in this generation where if that does happen, your mom is up at the school wanting to beat the teacher's ass, or they're bringing a gun up to the school or threatening the teacher. There's no respect for authority anymore. So I think this was definitely needed. I want to show you guys this clip, and then I'll jump to the co-host.
Quickly turned into Judge King getting visibly agitated over a sleeping student in his courtroom.
You fall asleep in my courtroom one more time, I'm putting you in the back, understood?
Judge King had her removed from the courtroom, but he told me that didn't fix her, quote, attitude. And that's when he pulled out the jail uniform and handcuffs.
That's not something that normally happens, but I felt compelled to do it because I didn't like the child's attitude.
King says he was trying to teach the teenager a lesson on behavior and respect in court.
I haven't been disrespected like that in a very long time.
He then threatened the girl with jail time.
I'm going to go to sleep tonight while you're sitting in the juvenile detention facility.
Was I really going to do that? Probably not. Could I have? Probably so. But that's not what I want to do to a kid who's there on the.
So before I let y'all loose, because I know there's going to be different opinions here. When I heard, and this might be a little bit prejudice of me, but when I heard it was a girl, I could picture the attitude, and I'm so sick of these young girls. They wear the hair bonnets and the Uggs, and they look a mess, and they want to talk a mess and disrespect you. And I'd want to put them in jail too. So, what do we think about Natasha? What if this was your? I don't think your daughter would go to school talking like that. But if it was something that happened, how would you feel about this?
Okay, so we got a lot to unpack here from a mommy, from someone that works in social services. We got a lot to unpack here. First of all, my child has acted up in school, and I have had the teachers back, and I have implemented discipline at home until there was a situation where I had to advocate for my child and say, you guys have kind of pushed a button on this one, and this is where you guys were wrong. First of all, authority is not always correct. So just because you're a judge does not mean that you are always right and you are always correct in what you do. That girl, that teenage girl, is supposedly homeless, working in social services, working with seniors. And one of the populations that I serve the most are homeless seniors. Homelessness and being unhoused affects everything. And so where he had the chance to be her hero and actually inspire change in her, and actually maybe even offer some sort of mentorship opportunity and actually sit down with her and explore what else was going on with her, where he could have also brought in other staff within his court, social workers and everything out to figure out what else was going on with his child. He just decided to make an example of her and pretty much do this in front of her class. So now she has to continue to live with this. So she has to see her peers and her classmates after this. She has to deal with the repercussions behind all of that, behind also being homeless. How do we continue to put all of this on a teenager and then expect for them to just be great, wonderful, budding members of society? How do we expect that?
Tasha, me and you have worked in the public school system together.
We have.
At the same school. So we know that, and that wasn't lately. These new kids are a whole different breed. They're
and I get that. And I get that. But remember on Monday morning, those kids came in off the chain. Why? Mama and daddy got into it and they had to call the police. This and this happened over the weekend. This and this happened over the weekend. All their home stuff came spilling in on Monday morning with all the stuff that the adults had going on that they had no control over. Monday sucked. We remember that. Because we were getting them from the weekend, from everything that they had to deal with and endure from the adults that are supposed to take care of them and protect them, that were continuously failing them. We had to deal with that on Monday.
Okay, let me jump to Marcus.
That guy's a piece of shit. How are you going to embarrass that girl in front of all of her classmates? I mean, if you want to teach someone a lesson, he didn't have to put her in the jail suit. He didn't have to arrest her. He didn't have to do all that. He's in a position where he could have really made a difference for that girl. Why did you fall asleep? Don't just officially assume that she fell asleep because she was being a dick. She's homeless. She has nowhere to sleep. There's so many other ways that he could have handled that. And for him to just go the authority way of like, she's on an episode of like Jenny Jones or Maury, like scared straight. Like, you don't do that. It's a kid on a field trip that's there to learn things. Like, you got to show compassion. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. She tried him a way that he wasn't feeling, and he fucking took it out on her, and she was a victim. Like, he's such a dick. She should not have gotten that response. I don't care how many times a kid falls asleep or how disrespectful you are to someone. As an adult, you've got to take control and take the situation the right way. You don't put a kid in handcuffs on a 7th grade field trip in front of their whole class and their teacher. They'll never fucking recover from that. Like, no, he's wrong.
So let's jump into some of these comments really quick. I think me and Aunt Deborah are on the same page. I guess I have an old soul. I was raised by a lot of older Black women. I was raised by nothing but older Black women. So I think, I don't know. I guess I just don't. And I was kind of sheltered too, so I guess I don't come from that world. I don't really understand it, but I do understand disrespect, and I do know how these kids today don't believe fat meat is greasy. So let's say that girl, let's say this was the other way around, and her girl, when they go home from school, I told that judge something. I told him what was up, and he didn't do shit. That's how they. So
I think we're losing a lot of context
she fell
here.
asleep.
Go ahead,
I
Natasha.
think we're losing a lot of context here. And what did the disrespect look like? And what exactly was the disrespect? Because if it was only her falling asleep, that wasn't that disrespectful. Now, if she was cussing him out and calling him everything but a child of God, yeah, that's disrespectful.
And she wasn't.
And I don't think that was the case. I think it was simply her falling asleep. And so I think at that point that deserves a conversation rather than just immediate knee-jerk reaction to put you in a jumpsuit and handcuffs. I think that there can actually be some exploration of what exactly is going on with you that is making you fall asleep, and how can I try to help you? Again, he had the opportunity to be a hero and he decided to be an asshole.
Okay, I want to go to Darius, then Melanie, and then Tamar, and then whoever else. Darius.
So I was thinking about how to respond to this, and I think we have to be careful. This young lady has obviously been traumatized. If she's housed in unstable housing, ain't no telling what else she's dealt with and seen and experienced. So authority figures, we have to be careful not to re-traumatize somebody that is already traumatized. If I'm unsure where I'm laying my head from day to day, where my next meal is gonna be, if I feel not safe, she's, how old is this young lady? How old was she?
I didn't get that information.
She's a
I'd like
teenager.
to know all the
She's got
answers.
13.
the weight. She's a
13.
13 years
and
old.
she's got the weight of the world. No,
I thought they said
13-year-old should be
13. I don't
dealing-
know where I'm getting that from.
Yeah, no 13-year-old should be dealing with all this. No 13-year-old should be wondering where they're gonna lay their head,
Right.
what they're gonna eat. So it's no wonder that she's this. You can't expect somebody to exhibit something that they don't exhibit in it already. Respect has not been instilled because of the circumstances. And I think authority figures have to understand that now he is the judge. Now you ain't gonna just clown in my courtroom. Now you keep on. I'm gonna give you a couple chances. Get it right. I'm gonna try to talk to you. You keep on. I'm okay.
Now, I like that, Darius.
I might need to put you down for a night. But
Kind of a
that's not
warning.
gonna be my immediate. That's not gonna be my immediate go-to.
Melanie, what do you think?
So many things. However, first and foremost, in this situation, he did say she fell asleep. He talked to her about it. She fell asleep again. He talked to her and then they removed her, and that didn't fix her attitude. Here's the thing. For starters, you on a field trip. And we've all been children at one point. What do you do on a field trip? Everything but what you're supposed to do. You go to sleep, you play with your friends. For starters, a lot of these kids, we're going to tackle the real issue. They're glued to their phone.
So wait
In
a minute.
courtroom,
So they were on a field trip. So she's not there for actual charges or anything.
No, she was there for a field trip. She fell asleep
Oh,
during the field trip.
Get the hell
How
out of here.
ridiculous! How ridiculous! This man, she was there for a field trip.
That's all.
He gonna lock her up because she. Oh Lord!
The nerve of this guy. The fucking nerve.
Tamar.
It's one of those things. Like you. She's there on a field trip.
I thought she had a case.
No, she didn't have a case. She was literally on a field trip with her friends, and you were handling your case. And whatever it was with your case or the cases before that, it probably had motivated you. So now to see someone else in your courtroom probably disrespecting you or what you perceive as disrespect, you didn't have your emotions in check as a judge. Now you're lashing out at someone that you know don't have the power to combat you. And that, for me, I feel like it was a shitty move of the judge. And there were where were the teachers to advocate for her? She was on a field trip. Where were the adults to advocate for her? So there was a lot of things that we're missing. And yes, it's fake news because of what he did. And what he did was outrageous. It was a bit much. And yes, she could have been put out of the court and be like, let me tell you, fat bald headed ain't no nut. Because she probably roasted him. And that's why he probably got upset too. Because let's be honest, that judge.
Okay. Let's jump to Michael and then Tamar and company. Go ahead, Michael.
So I'm actually in courtroom a fair amount of time. It's part of my job, right? And I think, what he did in this instance was needlessly cruel, and it seems a little bit wrong. But that said, the lesson she learned is an important one. The judge has control of your fate. I've seen it a million times with grown people who act like this child did, and they pay a serious price when they get a greater sentence than they otherwise would have gotten had they just, stayed away or kept their mouths shut. So I hope that, she learned the lesson that needs to be learned as far as respecting authority, but the way he went about it was really over the top. It is a field trip after all.
Okay, they're going crazy in these comments. Hold on really quick. Okay, so Aunt Deb says, I retired as a case manager for social services with the county and can say a lot of DCF social workers of the state dropped the ball when it came to children, especially foster kids and abused kids. Right here in Florida, if that judge said he had never been disrespected like that before, it was more than going to sleep. Okay, exactly. Let's jump up to, I would like to know more of the unknowns. Pam also said, I think we need more information about this situation to make a determination. I'm going to do some research on this, and we'll put this on the docket for next show. We'll definitely come back to it. I don't want to spend all
take on no more field trip.
Does the judge have an Instagram? Because I'm going to light his Instagram up.
I don't know. We'll look into it.
You can't go on no more trips unless you can stay awake.
Does anyone have anything to say about this before we jump to the next subject? Anything?
Hope I never get a fucking ticket in his county.
You going to jail because you don't know how to keep your mouth closed.
Oh, yeah, you going to jail.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out if I want. Okay, yeah, we got to go. I gotta see this next story. I do want to say before we go on, we want to give shouts out. I know a lot of people on this panel might be too young. You guys might be in the middle. Phil Donahue passed. At the age of 88, he was the king of daytime TV. He was known for changing what daytime television looked like. He paved the way for Oprah, for The View, for Wendy Williams, all these people. So he was the first actual TV host to go into the audience and ask questions and bring the audience into the show. So as journalists, as influencers, as people who bring you the news and who entertain, I think we just like to give it up to him and say rest in peace.
Thank you.
Phil.
Yeah.
Oh man, the original.
He will be missed. Let's jump to our next subject. Here we go.
What is this motherfucker doing on the screen?
Peter Guns is throwing shade at Little Uzi Vert. And it's shade that was not even, Little Uzi Vert wasn't even talking about him. He said that he's glad that she finally, and I quote, I'm glad she finally decided to come out, and posted a tweet of that, and then a picture of Little Uzi Vert. He is out here making money. He's doing Marc Jacobs' campaign. I don't care what anyone says. You're not getting in any Marc Jacobs campaign. So let him do him. Let him make his money. What do you guys think about this? Why is it the gay black rappers always get in the world of cancel culture? Why do the black rappers always talk about the gay guys and nothing happens to them? Like no one.
That was quite the Freudian slip saying the gay black rappers.
No, I'm sorry. The black rappers never get canceled for messing with the gay boys. Like it's kind of old and stale at this time.
When did Uzi come out though? Is the question. When did Uzi come out? Because he did this campaign that made him come out? Like
he came out as the last thing we saw him in. Love and Hip Hop, like the reunion 3 years ago. I mean, this guy has nothing going on. He needed some traction, and he posted this shit just to get some attention. No one cares.
The last person he got noticed for talking about was Cardi B. So here he is again trying to get some more checks because he just keep running up the babies.
On someone else's wave. Go fuck Amina and get her pregnant again.
This is a big
issue. Came out as gender non-conforming, correct?
Yes.
So they go by they them.
Non-binary.
He's dating JT, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, JT got that strap on real big on fucking his
okay.
Allegedly.
Oh, no. That strap is not allegedly, it's big.
No, it's allegedly big.
I don't want to spend too much time on this either. I just thought it was interesting.
I do want to say
Go ahead.
this to me it's a bigger issue of I really want. I don't understand if you're a heterosexual man and you are secure in your sexuality. I can understand if you personally don't like someone who is same gender loving. But at the end of the day, you don't sleep with that person. You don't live with that person. You don't have to interact with that person if you choose not to. So it just really makes me wonder why in this day and age, why, it just shows you that homophobia is still very much alive, and that there's a lot of still misconceptions about what masculinity is.
And I think it's funny that none of these black women take up for these guys in the like they all agree, he is a little spicy, or he's like.
But have you noticed it's always the black community that attacks like men that are a little quote unquote, like in the Shade Room, for example. If you look, if that they post a Marc Jacobs picture of him on the Shade Room, all the comments are the black women saying, "Yeah, he's a little fruity." This, that. Like it's our own community.
Yeah, we never see that. I mean, and I'm not trying to divide the line, but the white people don't do that to their artists. They don't. If you get a choice on Vaughn's little page, the gay little white singer, all the comments are, "Yes, girl, go, this, that." You go to, what's the gay rapper's name?
Michael.
Or Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X.
You go to his page, and all the black women that are on the page that don't support him, like, "Oh, you got sugar in the tank. Too bad you gay. This, and this." It's always our own community.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is. Why do we? I know we're not going down that rabbit hole, but and that said, if a straight person is uncomfortable around a gay person and has issues, they're not sure themselves. Undercover desires. That's true.
I know that's right on Deb.
If you're comfortable about your sexuality, you're comfortable around gays. Yes. And let's go to the next subject. So I don't really know him. I've heard a lot about him, like his parties and stuff. Michael Rubin, he was on the Breakfast Club recently, and he said something, and now the black rappers are coming after him. Let's listen to what he said, and then we'll discuss why do we think it was provoked so much.
I always want to be helpful. I feel lucky and fortunate to do what I do every day, to be as, whatever success I've had, I feel blessed to do that. And I want to give back in every way I can, in business and in charitable things. I'm always trying to be helpful. It doesn't bother me for me. It bothers me that it actually, when I see the narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek, and people trying to, again, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Number one, if people want to be gay, it is 2024. Who the fuck cares? Okay. Number two, there's not a gay bone in his body. So why do people want to lie about that? Why do people want to change a narrative, a bet he made with me to try to hurt him? That is the one thing I've learned about, look, I'm just being blunt because it's me. It's the one thing I've learned about black culture that I don't like is that black hate on hate.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see black people tearing down other black people.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I want to support. Look, you guys know me pretty well. Anything I can ever help with, I'm always there. I always want to be helpful. I feel lucky and fortunate to do what I do every day, to be as, whatever success I've had, I feel blessed to do that. And I want to give back in every way I can, in business and in charitable things. I'm always trying to be helpful.
Okay, so I thought that was pretty sincere. And then rappers come on Twitter, schoolboy
Q,
whoever he is, saying, bruh, I'm cool on this app. This shit out of control, dog. No such thing as black on black anything. What the fuck? I'm gone, homie.
Yes, it is.
So let me get this straight. So you guys can comment on everything, on people's sexuality, black on black crime, on the election. But when a white man comes to the defense of a maybe undercover DL rapper, black dude, y'all want to call him out and start calling him names. Make it make sense. Why is that cool? Let's talk about it. What do we think about this? Who wants to go first?
I don't think he said anything wrong.
You don't think he did?
I mean, he said as an outsider that works in a predominantly.
Oh, you're talking about Mike. Yeah, I don't think he did any. Yeah, he just said he doesn't like black on black crime. Who does?
Schoolboy Q wasn't invited to his party in the Hamptons, and that's why he's.
Let me tell you. So who he is he's like, he throws all these lavish parties for like the music industry, and he invites the who's who of the music industry to his parties. you have to get an invite only to his party. So if you don't get an invite, people get pissed at him. He's really good friends with Meek Mills. People don't like Meek Mills. So, of course, people are going to get mad at him because he's taking up for Meek Mills, because Meek Mills, no one likes him.
Well, isn't it the reason that people are saying that Meek Mills is gay is because of the video where Meek Mills is jumping as a little bunny rabbit on the tennis court because Mike Rubin told him to jump as a little bunny rabbit?
You were the one with the
But
audio.
he lost the bet.
Did they say it allegedly was him?
Oh, Darius, can we talk a little bit about that audio? What did that audio actually say that was so scandalous?
Allegedly.
It wasn't what they said. It was the sound.
I just set it up for us.
Baby, it was town.
Oh, well, okay.
I think with Mark Rubin, I think it's sad because we as a community can like give our opinions on other people. But when people come into our community and give their opinions on us, then it's attack mode. I think he's taking up for his friend and he's speaking facts. Like and I don't think he's being racist. I just think he's saying, excuse me for speaking my truth, but I'm going to say this. Black on black hate on each other. We all in the gay community, in any community that's within the black community, you cannot be happy for it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. So I think what he said was it needed to be said. And if you have a problem with that, then you need to work on yourself, because obviously glass houses and you need to look within.
Debbie said it best. Facts, Tamar.
Natasha, go ahead.
So I will say that my only caveat to that is when we do comment on things, we don't go and say one thing I don't like about how the Asian community does, or me as a straight woman, one thing I don't like how the LGBTQ community does. That's not my business. That's not my right to speak on that. And so, yeah, I can have a lot of opinions on something, but for me to actually think that I have an opinion that counts for a community that I'm not a part of, that's where it's kind of pushing it. And that's where you need to kind of sit back.
But he wasn't giving his.
One thing I don't like about the black community, we didn't ask you.
But why are we the gatekeepers of our? Why can't somebody have an opinion?
So it's not about that. It's not about being a gatekeeper. What I think he does absolutely have the right to however he feels. That's his opinion. Everybody has one. They're entitled to have one. But when you say one thing I don't like about the black community, when I heard it, I'm thinking, well, hold up, you ain't of the black community.
Yeah, right. You don't have a right
I think how he worded that statement differently.
The wording was really wrong.
Because
the
guess
wording
what?
was horrible.
Because and I know sometimes people get uncomfortable about this. When you think about how we landed in this country, and that this country was built on racism, the institution of racism, we were brought here slaves. We live to this very day. We still suffer from the America's original sin. So when some black folks gear up, it is because guess what? As far as we've come in 2024, we still ain't come far enough. It's that place that I think a lot of that comes from. It ain't necessarily per se about what he said. It's that place that when people say certain things, they hit that spot. And people that are not of this experience don't always understand that.
Yeah, it's like people are basically saying, I know this white guy ain't saying he knows how it is to feel black. That's basically like what everyone is feeling that's not supporting the comment.
But that's not what he was saying, though.
He didn't.
What he said was what he said was one thing he didn't like about the black community. And if we're going to be honest, let's call a spade a spade. We are not nice to each other, period, across the board in the community. As a black person, as a woman, as an immigrant, as everything, we are not nice to each other, period. So the fact that he's bringing light to that means that it's not just him that sees it, it's the world that sees it. And I feel like there's a lot of issues that needs to come and be honed in at home. And you're just mad because a white man is pointing out the fact that we're egregious to each other. And if we're going to stand on something, let's stand on being 1% nicer just to our fellow men. Right. That's just it. So it's not about him. Yes, his wording was like, oh, one thing I don't like about the black community. But let's be honest, we're going to be like, one thing we don't like about them transparent people, the male monsters is and you'll go in. So if we're gonna talk about it, let's have a real conversation on everything across the board. And we are terrible to each other.
We are.
Black men don't protect black women. You know, black women.
We don't protect our black trans people.
Exactly. So
Right.
when you sit up here and you talk about the black community, he's talking about it as a whole: woman, man, gay, straight, everything. So,
And I bet him and his boys clown Meek Mill when they're by themselves. So what?
If that was him in that video, I was clowning too.
Rabbit outfit because he lost the bet. We not gonna act like.
Come on, video.
I was like, Diddy.
Yeah. So, Michael, do you have anything to say about this? Tamar, Michael, Kate, anyone?
Yeah, you know, I wonder if there's maybe another layer to this one. My understanding is that Michael Rubin is Jewish, and you know there is a historical relationship between Jewish folks kind of exploiting black musical artists in the past, and so I think that this maybe added another layer to the conversation and the words that came out of his mouth that made it seem even a little more tone deaf than it already did. There is a historical backdrop here, and I think kind of what he said was really inappropriate.
Gotcha.
I agree, Michael.
I agree with Michael for once. Whoa.
I agree with Undeb. This panel is sickening tonight. It's everything. It's giving what needs to be gay.
Kate.
I just think what he was trying to say is that it sucks if, like, you know, your brother, minorities, somebody that can kind of stand in your shoes, that's kind of had like the same path, and you guys are both hating on each other instead of trying to bring people up. I get what he was trying to say, but at the end of the day, just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, just don't speak on that shit. You know, just don't speak on it. You know you're gonna get your ass torn up on the internet. Just do better about having some impulse control when speaking about other races or other religions, you know, and you just know it's going to come back and get you. And give me a ticket to that party in the Hamptons. I'm trying to go.
Yeah, he could have said what he said and not put race in it. Because he could have said what he said and not put race in it. And I don't.
Yeah, he didn't have to. Like, why do men have to tear other men down?
But
right?
when you identify a particular group of people that you are not a part of,
right?
That's what brought the issue on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they're having these conversations, especially behind the door. And clearly he had that conversation before with Charlamagne. If we're going to point that out, let's point it out. Because him and Charlamagne had that conversation. And Charlamagne was like, oh, I'm glad that you brought it up because we were talking about it before. So the thing is, they have these conversations. So we can't sit up here the same way we're having this conversation and we're feeling the way that we do about these things. That's our opinion. And that was
the ever living goddess over there. She always has, so she always got some controversy going on.
Let's move on. Okay, before we go into this next topic, don't inbox me, don't at me, don't email me because I don't care. It's my opinion. I'm going to say how I feel. Speaking of untalented rappers.
No.
My
baby daddy.
Sexy Red.
My baby daddy.
And you guys, before we even go on, I didn't want to do this.
I'm out of here.
I didn't want to do it, but we got to talk about it.
Why did you do it?
Because everybody's been talking about it and asking me what I think about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell you on Wednesday what I feel about it. So here we go. Aunt Deb said she's disgusting. Yes, she is.
Thank you, Aunt Deb.
Sexy Red has came out with a line of lip gloss.
That's nice.
And that's not the problem. Listen up.
Yellow discharge.
Coochie juice, booty hole brown, nut, pussy hole pink, yellow discharge, gonorrhea, blue balls, and sex on my period are the names.
She is bringing awareness about sexually transmitted infections.
Kate, I don't want to
hear it. Can we go get the next
Hold on, you guys. I'm going to get to each one of you about what you think about this. We're going to go in order. So I think this is atrocious. I think it's irresponsible. I think she's dangerous. And no, I can't say that. But yeah.
Don't you dare.
What do we think about this? I know people always say, well, you had Little Kim. It's totally different. Totally different, in my opinion. I'll get to that after everyone gives what they think. Let's start with Tamar.
In the same category.
You know, this is the bad part. I feel like it's gonna sell out because people love crazy shit like this. And that's the reality. It's disgusting. Like she's popular. Like they're like putting her in the top 10 female artist list.
Well, let me ask you this why is her concerts getting canceled one by one?
Okay. Now but I'm gonna say, I think honestly, like people love stuff like this, and I feel like people are going to pay for it. Like people, I don't know. People are weird in the head, so people are going to dig into it. I think it's disgusting. I don't want a fucking lip chap on my lip that stays some nut. I don't want that. I don't put that on me. Like I don't want it. No booty hole brown, no discharge, no gonorrhea. I don't want none of that.
And do you want your 13-year-old girl asking for
hell
that?
No. Like my daughter will get her ass beat asking about
on
stuff
site.
like that. It's just I think like the music industry has, like, I don't know who gave her this platform, but she is like in this arena right now, and everything she does is just bringing the light to why music is really horrible right now.
You guys, Sexy Red is what we call an industry plant. She is literally hired to make the Black community look like fucking horrible, disgusting, stupid people.
Hold on.
She has no hit singles.
I want to go in order, Michael. Hold on, because I don't want to miss anybody.
Sorry.
Michael, let's go to Michael and then go down like this, and we'll get to everybody. Go ahead, Michael.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to think this is in poor taste, but at the same time, it's very savvy of her. This is on brand. She's going to make a bag. And if I'm being honest, I have listened to the song Hood Rats a lot of times. Come on, listen, shake your head all you want. We're listening to Sexy Red. It is what it is.
Natasha, what if McKinley came to you and asked you for this lip gloss?
You know what? And the thing is, that packaging would actually catch my 5-year-old's eye. And that's the concerning part that I have with it, because there is nothing about that packaging that says this is strictly for adults, this is geared towards adults. It's very cartoon. It looks like notebook scribble. It looks like it is being marketed towards preteens and teens and even young girls. And that is honestly the part that horrifies me the most. Aside from get the names down, please. That is just so gross. I cannot. So honestly, Sexy Red is gonna do what Sexy Red is gonna do. This is on brand with who she is. So I'm not even surprised by any of this. It's just honestly the packaging that's really got me the most concerned as a parent. But that's just my 2 cents.
Darius, you have anything to say about this?
So, I personally am not a fan. I feel like she's garbage, and I feel like in 5 years you're going to be able to get Sexy Red tickets at your local Shell gas station. But I do recognize that there is a demographic of people that like her. Like when I hear her song on the radio, I would never download her album. I would never buy it. But I hear so many times now when I'm riding in the car and I hear that however it goes sexy, and then you hear that bump, and I'm riding, and bitch, all of a sudden, bitch, I find myself moving like I'm Medea, like like my hold on came out, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the club. I hear it. Like I would never buy a Sexy Red album, but I'm in the club and that shit come on, and you like sexy, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, that beat thumping. She garbage, but that beat is thumping, bitch. Like,
Before we go to Melanie, I don't know if you guys have seen the clip, but there's a clip of her. She came out as a guest at someone's country concert, and she was twerking, and it was an arena full of white people, and they were cheering her on. But when Beyonce releases a country album, let's talk about it, and Shaboozey has a #1 country album, then they want to call us the N-word and everything. They don't like that, but they like us making a fool at their show.
Yeah, they like the Mr. Bojangles Black. They don't like the successful Black.
Yeah, right. Melanie, what do you have to say about this?
It's Sexy Red, like you say, it's on brand for Sexy Red, but it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, imagine, even if you don't buy it for your kid, right? Somebody else buy it because she has her people, right? Imagine your daughter or son coming home and being like, I got on booty hole brown. Imagine that.
I would say, why didn't you put coochie juice on?
That's all I'm saying. Like, imagine, like, I think that's the horrifying thing. But did you catch that on the whole cancel list? Atlanta is still on.
Well, of course.
Let's go back to the list.
Atlanta is on there. State Farm Arena is going to be packed. Traffic is going to be shitty on that day.
The name of her tour is Sexy Red for President.
Council.
Yeah. Trumper.
Yeah, she is, and that's we don't have time. We just don't have time tonight.
And she said that.
Because Diamond and Silk, one of them did, so he need another one.
Right. Kate?
Team Sexy Red. Love Sexy Red. She's let her get her money. She's from St. Louis. You know, we don't have a lot of rappers coming out of St. Louis. You know, Nelly and
for a reason.
Jiggy. Yeah, but you know what? Let her talk her shit. Let her get her money. You know, she's not going to be around forever. She's just here to bless our little radio. And as for her makeup, I don't have daughters, so I'm sure it would be different if I had a little girl. But I just want to say, like, for people who don't know about STIs or gonorrhea or what,
they're not going to know by the lip gloss.
Yeah, we can't just be like taboo on some of these topics. We have to put them out there. And maybe some of these people don't have these resources to know these words. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sorry,
she's not somebody we want to look up to. She's not somebody that I'm idolizing, but she's making good music.
You broke your shoulder for that reach. You broke it. You need to go to education.
I was raised by Trina. Trina raised me. Trina raised me too, Sexy Red is my little sis.
Trina raised you too. You've never shown your booty hole on lipstick.
Trina would never come out with.
I would if someone would give me some
on my period.
I would to the back.
Trina raised you because you don't know now. Trina would never
guys, here's the true question, everybody. We all know that Sexy Red's just going to be a quick lightning rod.
And give you guys a review.
How long do you think Sexy Red's going to be around for a music career?
She got about 3 more years.
Y'all are gonna bully her into becoming demure.
We're not going with the
She's gonna
thing.
change her image because everyone's hating on her.
So let's wrap this up. At the end of the day, I think this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna see Sexy Red for maybe 2 or 3 more years, and y'all gonna see her popping up performing at small festivals.
Or at the gas station.
And I'll be there in front row.
You can get your Sexy Red tickets front row for $10. That's
she may pull a Uno
reverse. She gonna be married to a pastor.
She's gonna rebrand.
She may have a Vegas residency. Who knows?
So this is my favorite part of the show. We're gonna jump into Fashion Files, and then we have to get into our other new segment and we don't have much time left. So let's do this. So Fashion Files tonight. We have a lot of looks. We have some looks from the DNC. We have some looks from just streetwear, and we have some looks just from some other events this week. So let's go into our first look. We have Madam Vice President. She is in custom Chloe. A lot of people like this. I don't know if you guys remember when she got elected to Vice President. I was trying to find my Facebook post I made 4 years ago, but I said her suit game needs to step up a lot. And it kind of has. This is custom. I think it could have been tailored a little better. Do we love it or hate it? Tamar, yay or nay? Can't hear you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, nay. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Michael, yay or nay?
I'm with you on the poor tailoring. It's a nay for me.
The pants could have been a little bit more fitted, and it could have been brought in on the sides.
Themed it.
Natasha, yay or nay?
Nay. It definitely needs to be tailored a bit more. The crotch needs to come up. The jacket needs to get cut in, and that color is washing her out.
Okay. Darius, yay or nay?
True.
I'm kind of iffy on it either or. I mean, I actually like the color, but although I realize, Kamala she probably got hips and thighs and stuff, and that's probably why it's not too form fitting. But I'm gonna go yay.
Okay. Who's after? Melanie, yay or nay?
Nay, I mean, Tim's suit is a lot more tailored than hers, and let's be honest. Like, let's look at Tim's suit. I'm not trying to be funny, but and even if she has hips, Michelle Obama has hips. Have you not seen her in a suit? Body. So come on, there was no exception. And Chloe just made a mockery of her with this peanut booger color. What is this? Never mind. Next. No.
Okay,
Nay.
Marcus, yay or nay?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? I say nay because I don't want to get beat up.
Kate, what do you think about this?
Okay, I just want to say that Hillary did the whole pantsuit thing. So if I were her, I would be stepping out in like some Hervé Leger, like bandage, like what is wrong with showing some leg? Like you can still do work in a dress. Like I would love to see her in a dress.
Most definitely. Hopefully her wardrobe game is gonna step up. If not, I wish I knew somebody who just get me into her. I promise.
It's giving stud auntie right now.
Okay. Going on. We have Madam Dr. Jill Biden, personally Dr. Jill Biden. She has custom Ralph Lauren and Jimmy Choo. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Natasha?
Yay.
Darius?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Melanie?
Nay.
Marcus?
Nay, she looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Kate?
I love Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren does no wrong. That's my classic brand.
You know, I didn't think this was Ralph Lauren when I saw it. This doesn't give classic Ralph Lauren. I thought it was something. I thought it was like Loewe or something, but it is Ralph
You ain't
Lauren,
been to Marshalls lately.
It's very different, but I liked it. So let's go and try next one. Michael, did you say yay or nay, Michael?
I did. I said yay.
Oh, okay. Beyonce in Poochie. Tamar, yay or nay?
Nay.
Why? And I'm not going to ask everybody this, but I
just don't think that it looks appealing on her. Like, I don't like, she looks like, I think it's the pose. If it was a different pose for me, I could see the whole look. I just feel like she's slunched over and you can't really see the effect of the whole outfit.
Okay. Michael, yay or nay?
It's a nay for me. I actually don't love Beyonce in black, the color black.
All right. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yay.
Darius?
Yay.
Melanie?
Nay.
Marcus? Yay.
Kate?
Yay. Mama's an incognito. She's not trying to be seen.
Right. Okay, moving on. We also have Monica and Poochie. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yes.
Michael?
This looks a little rainbow to me. Nay.
Okay. Natasha?
Wow.
Ooh, shit.
You did have to say that. Yay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see. Darius, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay. Melanie, yay or nay?
Yay. She's on vacation. That's mother. Yes, absolutely.
Marcus?
Yay.
Kate?
Nay, it's just too big on her. I don't like the straight leg on that. The wind is blowing it for some reason. And that titty needs to be doing something.
All right. We have Northwest and Acme Studios and Prada. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay, because that's how my new dog look. So I just got a new dog, and he looks just like that. But this look is everything on West.
I think it's very on brand. It's child friendly. Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Natasha?
Anytime a kid looks like a kid, it's a yay for me.
Okay. Melanie?
Yay. Yes, Miss Westy. That's my bestie right there.
Darius?
Yay.
Okay. Marcus?
Yay. I love when the kids look like kids.
Kate?
No, I don't like it.
Okay. Moving on. Next look, we have Offset. He's in Miu Miu and Amiri. No, here it is. Tamar. So this is a big thing. The crop jeans with the boots. Everybody's doing that. Balenciaga did it, and now everybody. You can't. That's all I see on the street on streetwear. Tamar, yay or nay?
I love me some Offset. Yes, baby. Yeah.
I think he's the best dressed male.
He is, and he gives it to the girls and the guys.
Yeah. Michael, yay or nay?
A begrudging yay. The boots don't do it, but the rest of it's fire.
Aunt Deb said nay. Natasha, yay or nay?
It's cool, yay, I guess.
Darius?
Yay, if nothing else, just for that stance and the way them hands are positioned.
That's what I'm saying.
Melanie, yay or nay?
Everything is a yay until we get to the boots, for real, for real.
You guys aren't gonna like this winter. You're not gonna like
it. That boot is everything, honey.
Marcus, yay or nay?
Separately,
yeah, you know he'd be putting it down.
Oh. That's why him and Cardi aren't working, because he be putting
Right.
Kate, yay or nay?
I hate those fucking pants. Nay. And he cannot name one Ozzy Osbourne song.
Okay.
Can you?
Oh my God, what is that fucking song where he eats the bat?
Exactly.
Yeah, that one.
He said, hold on, what's the song?
All right, moving on. We have Karen Civil and Gucci. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
You know, I like this, but I honestly don't see anything fresh here. So it's probably a nay, honestly.
Okay, Natasha?
It's classic. I like it, yay.
This is from Alejandro Michelle's era, so you know I love it. It's never a nay. Melanie, yay or nay?
Definitely a yay. Everything. Even the stance. Like, she knew her angle.
That shoe is nasty.
Yeah. Marcus, yay or nay?
She looks beautiful, yay.
Kate?
She's beautiful, and I love the kimono duster, but the shoes, I just probably would have opted for something else. But
What would you have opted for?
I don't know, probably something like Renee Kaovia with like the crystals on it. I don't know. I just love a bedazzled shoe. I probably would have stuck with like a metallic because that black is not doing it for me.
Nice. I love.
But the necklace on her shoulder has black in it, and her pocket has black in it, so that's where she tied in them shoes. If we're really,
and her
necklace on the kimono and the
the
pocket.
texture.
And I love when a woman I love when people, if they're gonna wear open toe shoes, the feet need to look like this. Like her feet are gorgeous. Like it's giving
She's
the shoe.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have Alicia Keys and Vintage Dior. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay, Michael, yay or nay?
I love it. Yay.
Natasha?
Nay. Is she trying to go back in the ocean and get her voice back from Ursula?
Okay. Melanie, yay or nay? Did Melanie hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a yay. It's on brand for Alicia Keys. With her giving up the makeup. Yeah.
Darius, yay or nay?
I got a question.
Yes.
Does Alicia Keys and Karen Clark should have the same design?
You know what? When I put this on the list, I gotta take that down. When I put it on the list, and I knew you were gonna be on the show, I said he's gonna say something about Karen. I know it because it's given that.
It's just giving me Juanita Bottom, no more sheets.
Yeah,
like she made that out of curtains or something.
Marcus, yay or nay?
You know what? I'm gonna say nay. I don't like it.
Kate, yay or nay?
Nay, she is giving swaddled in my son's blankie.
Okay.
That is a Von Trapp family outfit, though. I'm not gonna
Right,
lie.
the curtains.
Moving on, we have Jay Hazelwood. He's a big time stylist over in the UK. He was at the Balenciaga Embedment show, and he's wearing Balenciaga embedments from head to toe. Those boots, those are the Balenciaga boots I was talking about. Everyone's wearing. That's all you see on the streets. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay.
I love it. Michael, yay or nay?
I'm a fan of the colors. The boots are ridiculous. Nay.
Okay. Natasha?
Nay.
Darius?
He looked like Al from the waist down. Nay.
Melanie, yay or nay?
Nay, but the lady behind him.
Marcus, yay or nay?
You know what? I've been seeing a lot of the young kids like in the beach and everything, like wearing this type of style. And I'm going to say, yay, it looks really good in person too. Like, I love this look.
You guys, we were in this Balenciaga the other day, and Hector said, Ashleigh, please don't bring them boots home. He begged me. He said, I don't want to see them. He begged. He said, if I see them, I'm throwing them away. But they're comfortable too. They're like Uggs. They're really light. They look heavy. But yeah. Kate, yay or nay?
That looks like an outfit that I wear to like run out to my car. You know what I mean? Like you just grab some of your like salt stained Uggs Like, if that's fashion, then I'm Billy D. Williams because
Hey, you know, don't act like you don't know.
I would like it's not the craziest
Not Billy D.
outfit. If
Williams,
somebody
girl.
ever
Billy
caught
D.
me wearing that, I would be so embarrassed. Like, this
Okay,
is
let's
Austin.
move on. We still got like 5
You
looks to
said
get
Billy
through.
D. Williams, girl.
We have Rachel Zoe and Oscar De La Renta. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay, I miss her so much being on TV. I wish she would like come back to TV.
I love Rachel.
Like she looks fucking amazing.
Michael, yay or nay?
It's a yay.
Natasha?
Yay. And where's she been?
She has a podcast now and yeah, doing big. She has a brand now, so doing big things. Who's next? Darius, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Melanie, yay or nay?
Yay.
Aunt Deb said yay. Marcus, yay or nay?
Yeah, I miss Rachel Zoe.
Kate, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, moving on. We have who is this? Let me get my note. Oh, Nene Leakes and Laquan Smith.
I'm so tired of this jumpsuit, damn it.
Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay. And if you guys have not seen it move, y'all should go watch her Instagram story. It is so beautiful, like the way she walks in it.
Michael, yay or nay?
Nay.
Natasha, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Darius, yay or nay?
That's a rich bitch. Yay.
Melanie?
Yay. Yay to Miss Nene.
Marcus?
She's done this look so many times. It's a name.
Kate?
She looks the F.
Thank you, Aunt Deb.
She looks what?
T-Man
Kate? What did Kate say? I can't hear.
She looks good.
Oh,
Yay.
okay.
Yay.
All right. Okay, going on. All right, enough. We have Dex Robinson, who is also Dex Robinson. He is a stylist. He's in Loewe, Bottega Veneta, and Diallo. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
Nay.
Melanie?
These boots, man. Yay from the knee up.
Natasha?
Yay. This is what old boy that had on the red and green was trying to do.
Darius?
Right.
Nay.
Marcus?
Yay.
Kate?
Nay. It's giving equestrian.
All right, moving on. We have FK. Say her name.
FK Twigs. FK Twigs.
She's Alexander McQueen. Tamar, yay or nay?
I love her. Yes. Yeah.
Michael?
Yay.
Darius?
She look like she's going on a dookie ride now.
Okay. Melanie?
Yes, absolutely.
Marcus?
You guys, yay. And don't forget to watch her on The Crow, premiering in theaters tomorrow, theaters everywhere. She kills it.
Kate?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my God. I love that color.
And
I
yay.
think it's what Sexy Red calls booty hole brown.
No.
Okay.
No.
And our last
and
look
Tasha
for the
says
night,
yay because
we
she's
have
cute.
You need to call that look Mona Lisa.
for the last look of the night, we have one of the queens of soul, Shaka Khan, and she is wearing Maison Margiela in Prada. Tamar, yay or nay?
Oh my God. Yes.
All right, Michael, yay or nay?
I actually think both those houses have been killing it lately, and this look is representative of that. So it's a yay for me.
Yeah, I like whoever. She's got a new stylist, and I like what they're doing. She looks young and fresh and hip. Natasha?
Yay.
Okay. Shaq is on, and she said yes.
Okay.
Shaq, we miss you.
Darius, yay or nay?
Hell yeah.
All right. Kate, yay or nay?
Yay, me likey that.
Marcus, yay or nay?
Hey, she's every woman. Yay.
Okay, so our next, we're gonna move on to our next subject, and we're gonna try to get done. This next, so we usually do come sit on my couch, and we're gonna do it tonight. But some of our co-hosts don't feel comfortable, and I couldn't find another question in time. So whoever wants to jump on in this is totally you can jump in. If you don't say anything at all. But I do want to try to help this individual with this question. And so I'm going to read it, and then I know Marcus will probably jump in. I'll probably give my 2 cents, and whoever else wants to. Let me try to find the question. Okay, come sit on my couch. Our person wrote in. He said, "Hey, co-host, I'm a gay male of a certain age. There's no secret with apps like Grindr, Tinder, and Sniffies. Hooking up is just what our community does, and these days it's easier than ever to find the D when you need it. But in our recent climate, it's scarier than ever to hook up with a person you don't know. I like sex and enjoy hooking up, but recently with the hate crimes and guys being murdered from these hookup apps, I'll admit I'm nervous. Co-host, if and when you all did the hookup thing, do you feel safer hosting or traveling, and why?"
Well, first of all,
hold on. Like I said, don't get yourself in trouble. Don't even answer it. Don't respond. Who wants to jump into this? Raise your hand so I can jump to you. Okay. All right. Marcus, go ahead.
Well, the great thing about social media and dating right now is you don't have to go to someone's house that you don't know. You can video chat. You can make sure that they send you a picture. And most importantly, follow your gut. If you're riding to someone's house and you feel something right before you pull in or as you're knocking on that door, get the fuck out. I don't care how fine this motherfucker is, follow your gut. If you send someone your address, you make sure that you trust this motherfucker and you make sure that you tell someone that someone's coming to your house. This day and age, you cannot trust anyone. And furthermore, don't even get to that level unless you feel that you can actually trust them, because like you said, it's so easy to get the D. Get it or give it to someone that is actually worth the time. Like, don't just be inviting anybody in your house these days, because it is not like back in the day. Just be very
lot of instances here, and hold on, there's been a lot of instances here in Chicago lately where Grindr guys will sign up on Grindr, they'll talk, and they'll have the guy meet them somewhere, and they'll rob them. They'll take their car. Like, there's been at least 20 of those in the last month. So it's like a
and they don't even get laid.
But
no, they don't. No.
If you look at the guys that have been targeted, it's been these older gentlemen that really don't know like the scene of what's going on, and it's the younger ones that are taking advantage of them. So it's why these older gentlemen that need to get on these apps, baby, get off the apps and go back to the bars, because they're taking advantage of you. You don't know how to send pictures. You don't know how to video chat. Go back to the bars, baby, because they're gonna rob you. Darius.
So I'm a missionary.
Amen.
And
so you go.
I've been a missionary for a long time. And back in the day when I first became one, it was safer 20 years ago to pick up a piece of trade, whatever, go do what you was gonna do and get rid of trade. And you didn't really invite them to your house. But if you did invite them to your house, baby, you had proofed your house.
Right.
Hid all your valuable shit.
Yup.
Before you let them come in there. Plus, if you were smart, you had your gad just in case.
Okay.
But baby, because I was ready to try that he would have got bashed, literally. But I think in today's climate, because you have so many people that are especially now are tuned into the apps and they know what people are weak for, and that's why you have to be careful about what you are weak for, to not allow your passions or your hormones to override your common sense. Like, my antenna would go up instantly if somebody talking about me going to meet somebody I don't know somewhere out of my comfort zone. Like, usually, baby, I like to hunt and play on my own ground.
Right.
Well, Shaq said it best in the comments. She said, I think we're at a time where you just have to suck it up and get to know people. You have to take your time. And even then, you're not 100% sure. These are just the breaks. You have to do some work. And Shaq is right. We're in a state of like instant gratification. People don't put in the work anymore.
Mm-hmm. But they don't want to know. They don't want to know these hoes. They just want to get a nut.
Right.
True.
Tamar, you had raised your hand.
I don't even know what to say. I can give my experience to a certain extent. So in my situation, we're very careful. Like, we make sure that just in the situation I'm in, I'm very hesitant on who I hook up with. So I like to. It is kind of old school me. Like, I have people that.
Can I interrupt you really quick?
Yeah.
we have viewers who might not understand when you say we and what that means.
Okay, I got you.
Explain what that means.
So in my marriage, we're open.
And what does that mean?
Like we're in an open relationship.
And what does that mean to you two?
We can like hook up with people, right? So that's what I'm saying. So basically I just have certain people that I hook up with that I trust, that I've known. I don't like to get like, if I meet somebody that I know I can like call every now and then, that's what I like to do. Just because it is kind of scary now because people are getting robbed. I mean, people are killing people literally in Dallas. So it's been very scary. My friends, I just had this conversation with my friend, and he was telling me about an instance where he went to someone's house and 3 people was in the closet hiding. So he didn't know. So it's just like, you got to be very careful because you just don't know what you're walking into. And like, I'm like real big on like, you need to show me a picture. I need to know what you look like. If you don't look like what you say you look like, I'm leaving. I'm not putting myself in that situation. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be indulgent in something just because I really want to have sex, right? So it's just like, you have to be careful, and you have to have, like, being in an open relationship, we have to have like 100% communication on what are we wanting to do and why we're wanting to do it. Just because you just never know. And, you know, we text each other when we're like leaving. Hey, I'm out. I'll be back at this time. You know, you just want to make sure that you're keeping people in the loop because you just never know what people are going to do. And you just got to be careful.
Tamar, thank you for opening up that, because a lot of people, well, we have viewers from all kinds of walks of life, and they're not familiar with gay culture and open relationships and that. So thank you for opening
You're so welcome.
Does anyone have anything else to say? Are all minds clear? Kate, go ahead.
I just want to say, me thinking I'm going to get some dick and going there and it's not a dick up, it's a stick up. That is nasty work.
Well, women never get sticked up for the dick.
If I go there thinking it's about to go down and I get robbed and I don't even get what I came for, at least give me some and then rob me, Jesus. You're not going to get far.
Melanie, were you going to say something?
I think that you should just be safe. For starters, if you're getting any type of text or you looking up, because that's where we all meet these days. A lot of people, especially for the people who are still technically finding themselves, right? You are going online and you are doing these things, but you're going online so blind and naive, like it's not 2024. And I feel like the responsibility falls on you and it falls on the other person. You cannot trust the other person to be a good human being. You can only trust yourself if that's the case, that you're looking for this good person. But if you're looking for somebody good, why you? Anyways, I digress. The point that I'm making.
Yes, Auntie for the rose.
Well, you can always go like on Deb, and you can get your rose like on Deb. On Deb says, "This is why I like my rose."
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we've run out of time. I wanted to do my favorite things tonight, but I don't want to keep the co-hosts up any later. So, you know, we started back in the end of the second season. We just start doing, we're going to be doing the not the first Tuesday, but the second Tuesday, the second Wednesday and the third Wednesday of the month. Correct? Am I right, you guys? Mm-hmm. Or the third and the fourth? Third and the fourth Wednesdays. So we won't be on next week, but we will have a repeat episode. Please like and share. Like and share. You guys have really made me happy. And I'm not moved by numbers, but I did have goals. We got our first 1,000 views with last week's episode. So I'm really excited where we're going, where we're heading. Us and our little show, as some of you affectionately like to call it. But yeah, I digress.
You're doing it like Ariana over here. Everything grande. It's not no little show.
Baby.
I want to thank Darius for coming on.
Nothing little around here, baby.
Miss you.
We love you, Darius. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Y'all, I'm going to the gas station to get my sexy red tickets.
Okay.
Can you get me one?
All right. So we love you guys. We love you.
Do a run.
No. We love you. And please like and share. My co-host, stay on. Darius, you're free to go. Thank you, brother. I'll text you. Everyone else, have a good, safe weekend. Watch the DNC, vote.org. Yeah, Educate yourself, get to know the candidates, and we love you. Peace. Good night.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching.